Alright guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. This is the final tomorrow's transfers today. Not ever. Just at the January transfer window. You may notice this smile has been wiped off this face that I had on earlier. United got beat today by Spurs and beat resoundingly as well. We deserved to lose in that game. Yes, the first goal come after 10 seconds and it was route one and it probably shouldn't have stood. But it did stand. It was poor defended by Manchester United. Christian Eriksen gives Spurs the lead. And then, although there was a little bit of a revival from the Reds and there were positives to take, as United looked like we were going forward pretty good and we looked okay at times, but then it fell apart when Phil Jones sticks the ball in his own net. Yeah, what was he doing? What was Phil Jones doing? Seriously, what was Philip Jones doing? Should have went with his left foot, cleared the ball out for a throw-in, for a corner, for whatever. He didn't. He went with his right foot, cleared it straight into his own net. 2-0 to Spurs. They had the easiest 2-goal lead you could ever imagine them getting in a big game at Wembley. And they would have been thinking, what the hell? We haven't even got out of first gear. We're 2-0 up against Manchester United. These lot have been okay going forward. But somehow, we're 2-0 up. How is this happening? But they were. Fair play to them, man, because I would have been loved 2 easy goals like that for Manchester United. In the second half as well, I felt at half time, you never know if we get the next goal, we could get something out of this, because I felt in the first half there were positives, but in the second half it got worse. The performance wasn't any better. Jose Mourinho substituted Pogba, substituted Fellaini on and then off. He got an injury, looks like a groin injury or a knee injury or something, not too sure at this moment in time, but he was injured, he went off, and it was just dreadful for Manchester United in the second half. Now, I'm hoping it was a bad day at the office for the Reds. I'm hoping it was just one of those days. And I'm hoping we see a reaction from the boys against Huddersfield on the weekend. Because, yes, we're 3 points clear of Chelsea. They lost today. Yes, we're 3 points clear of Liverpool. And we're still clear of Spurs and Arsenal, whatever. But we don't want those teams to become any closer to us than they already are. We don't want that to be happening. And we need to keep this the run that we had going. So it was really, someone mentioned Matic looking leggy today. I thought so too, and I was surprised he didn't get substituted. I was surprised it was Pogba, but anybody could have got substituted. No one was great today. I thought Lingard was probably the better of our performers in the first half. In the second half, not much there at all. And I felt for Sanchez, I felt for Lukaku, and I felt for Martial, because they didn't have much going forward in terms of supply. So unlucky for them. But nevertheless, this is tomorrow's transfers today. I need to forget about that, and I need to talk about the January transfer window for Manchester United now. The only bit of rumoured bit of business that was potentially going through today was the Daily Blind talk. He was linked with Roma. They lost that chap Palmieri to Chelsea. He joined Chelsea, and there was rumours that you could see potentially Daily Blind going to Roma. But he's now not going to Roma. That's definitely not happening. United kind of ruled that out in the middle of the day. I think his dad was quoted in the morning as saying that it's not happening. United don't want to let him go on loan. United don't really want to let him go, and if they did, it would be on a permanent in the summer. And you felt from that point, United weren't going to be involved in any last-minute deals today. And it's proved to be true, because we haven't been involved. I think Matty Willock, he returned from loan and went on loan again. I think that's the only thing that happened today for Manchester United. So not a lot going on at all. DJ Aceman says Howson's telling people Fellaini's on his way out. Now that could be a good prediction in terms of the fact that 75% of me says Fellaini's leaving Man United. He hasn't signed a contract yet. But I don't think that's anything to do with today. I mean, initially I tweeted that, Fellaini's substituted on, substituted off. Has he pissed Jose Mourinho off? But then he's injured, so it's nothing to do with that. So I don't think we learned anything new today about Fellaini's future, and I think it's quite easy to predict that Fellaini might leave Manchester United. So I don't think that's anything new, really. Invest in the future, says Hipster. Okay. Strong room, enough for concrete, but the papers will love the incident today, says General. Yeah, I agree as well. They'll make an awful lot of today's incident, won't they? They'll probably be saying Pogba's leaving, Fellaini's leaving, and all sorts is going to go down. But nevertheless, talking about January transfer window, Manchester United only brought in Alexis Sanchez today, as you can see right there, and left Mkhitaryan was the one going out permanently. We had a few loan deals with Demi Mitchell-Wilson and Axel Tuanzebe. Axel Tuanzebe's loan move is something I'm actually happy with. I think he'll do well at Aston Villa. And Aston Villa may be getting promoted as well, so it could be a confident, positive experience for him. But Mkhitaryan leaving, that was a sad one. I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed to see him leave because I wanted him to succeed. He was a nice chap. He scored a few great goals for Manchester United. He scored some crucial goals for Manchester United. I wanted Mickey to stick around and possibly see if he could work out. But when you were offered Alexis Sanchez in return, you have to take it. And Manchester United, I think, got the best bit of business in this January transfer window, swapping Mkhitaryan, a player that Jose Mourinho would have likely sold in the summer. He would have left anyway in the summer, I believe, because he'd been left out of 10 matchday squads, and regardless of all our personal feelings towards Mkhitaryan, it didn't look like it was going to happen for him at Manchester United. So he would have left in the summer anyway. Yes, Sanchez would have been available on a free, but fuck that. We got Sanchez, made sure he didn't go to Manchester City, took him in and made Mkhitaryan go in the opposite direction. The best bit of business in the transfer window. And that also stopped him going to Manchester City as well, who would have been even stronger with him. Now this season, Man City 15 points clear. It's not going to bridge the gap, but it helps Manchester United in preparation for bridging that gap for next season and making sure that we properly challenge and hopefully win the league title. Because Alexis Sanchez is a world-class player, ready-made for the Premier League, coming in. He gets 6 months with the team, a full pre-season. He doesn't go with Chile to the World Cup because they're not in the World Cup. He's going to be raring to go next season. We have to worry about maybe defensive reinforcements and midfield reinforcements. But up front and going forward, Manchester United are set more or less. So Sanchez coming in now is a big, big move for Manchester United. Tuanzebe going on loan, great move for him as well. And I'm feeling pretty confident Manchester United going forward, despite today's disappointment. And yes, it was a bad loss, and yes, it was a poor performance and all that stuff. Personally, I feel Manchester United are still moving in the right direction, and this transfer window was a big boost for us because you wouldn't have expected us to sign Sanchez coming into it. So I'm happy with this transfer window, really happy with this transfer window. What do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know your thoughts on this transfer window. What would you rate it out of 10 for Manchester United? Bailey back and fit, it's a different backline. I agree, we're missing Eric Bailly at the moment and a fully fit Marcus Rojo as well. Though saying that, the only difference to the backline I would have made was Luke Shaw today, and he didn't start. Ashley Young did. I think today showed that Luke Shaw needs to be our first choice left back. So yeah, but I think we just need to relax a little bit. It was disappointing to lose the game, yes, but ultimately United are still making moves in the right direction, and I think this January transfer window was just another sign of that. Jose Mourinho's got us going well in the Champions League, got us second in the Premier League, and things have been improved at Manchester United this season, so nothing to really worry about. All positives for the transfer window. Negative today, big negative today, but hopefully Manchester United will be bouncing back at Huddersfield on the weekend, and Full-Time Devils will be bouncing back with a full match day programme at the weekend as well. Of course, we've got all the usual stuff coming this week, including the preview, and then we'll have fan cams again at Old Trafford, and hopefully Manchester United will be back in winning ways. Anyway guys, thank you for watching the final tomorrow's transfers today of the January transfer window. We'll see you on the weekend against Huddersfield. I think we're going to win 4-0. I'm saying it today. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I think it's going to happen. And Sanchez is going to score too. Anyway.